everyone, and welcome back to Art a la Carte. And in this video I'm going to be doing the 10 marker challenge, and I'll get a little bit more into that, what the 10 marker challenge is. But first, this is me picking out the 10 markers. I'm actually cannot say I'm blindfolded, but I'm choosing randomly 10 different markers from my collection of Copic markers randomly, and then I have to use these 10 markers, all of them, in a finished piece. Previously done one with a 3 marker challenge, and then everyone is asking me to do another marker challenge, so this was another one that I saw on YouTube, so I thought, hey, I'll give it a try. So I picked out the 10 markers, and I'll give you kind of a close-up view of the 10 markers. So the first one I have is RV69, which is Peony. Then I have B04, which is a Tahitian blue. Then I got a R17, which is lipstick orange. And next is E11, which is a beige, a barley beige. And then R12, which is a light tea rose. And a BG72 ice ocean. And R00, which is a pinkish white. And a B63, which is a light hydrangea. I think this is the last one, which is an E18, which is a copper. Oh, one more. Here we go. E40 is a white brick. So those were the 10 colors that I chose to randomly do. So this is the sketch that I did, and I drew and I inked in for this piece, and I'm going to go ahead and use these 10 markers to color it. I can only use these 10 markers, and I have to use every single color in this. So that's where the challenge comes from. So I've positioned the markers that I haven't used on the left hand side of the paper, and then as I use them, I'll switch them over to the right hand side. And I can use them over and over again, but I just can't not use one of the colors. So I think 4 or 5 of the markers that I got are skin tone colors. And it's really funny because the piece that I drew up, really the only part I really wanted skin showing was her face, and so I have these 4 or 5 markers that I have to use for skin on just a very small piece. So I made some improvisations on what I kind of wanted to do with the picture to add a little bit more skin to it, and you'll see that a little bit later on in the video. I was trying to make sure that each marker had its own place, that you could see where it was coming, that I didn't just kind of blend it in with another marker just to kind of hide it, to say that I used it, that you could actually see each of the markers in there. So that's why I ended up, thinking that was going to be a little challenging to get all of those skin tone markers on her, just her face, to kind of give them their own little spotlight on there. Because as you can see, the character has gloves, and originally she was going to have tights, like striped tights. I ended up, after thinking about it, to go ahead and not give her tights, just give her, see the skin on her legs, just so I could have more opportunities to use these skin toned markers. So I want to talk a little bit more about the sketch. I actually did this sketch obviously beforehand, and I had posted the picture of this on my Instagram because it ended up being such a fun piece that I wanted to know if you guys wanted to see just a really quick, super fast speed drawing of the inking in process before this video started, or if you wanted to have 2 separate videos where you kind of see a little bit more in depth of the creation and inking of this piece. And it was pretty unanimous. You guys wanted to see 2 different videos. So I think on Monday I'll be posting the video of where I actually drew the concept for this drawing and inked her in on that, and I will be giving hopefully some tips and hints on drawing folds in the clothes and things like that, which I know is another thing that people have been asking a lot about. So I'll talk a little bit about how I did that with this piece on Monday. Originally, when I wanted to do this 10 marker challenge, I was going to draw the pick out the markers and then decide a picture that would go with it. But not that this piece wasn't hard. It is hard to figure out how to use all these colors together, but I thought it would be even more challenging if I already had something I wanted to draw. So I decided to draw and ink in the drawing first, and then draw the colors and have to make these markers work. And then as an added bonus, I really wanted to make this a really nice piece, maybe something even that I would make prints of and sell. So I really put a lot of work into the inking of this drawing in, just to kind of add that little risk factor that if I couldn't pull off this challenge, there would be several hours invested in this that would be at risk for losing as well. So I don't know, it was a little bit of a stress there, but I thought it was kind of a fun thing to add to the challenge. When I was trying to decide what character or topic to draw for this 10 marker challenge, I thought I would go with a character that was a little bit safe with color, and that would be kind of the Mad Hatter, kind of a themed picture, because if I had colors that were clashing or didn't go well, the Mad Hatter could pull that off. So I decided to do that. And so as I was looking at different concept arts and sketches that I had done previously, one that kind of popped up in my head is I'd done drawing of a Mad Hattress for my 100 drawing video that I did in celebration of reaching 100,000 subscribers. And I had a lot of people asking for a tutorial or more in-depth version of that. And I really liked that piece, but it wasn't like, it was just like scratching the surface. That piece was just kind of like an idea for an even more fun piece. So I thought I want to revisit that idea of doing a Mad Hattress and doing that. So then as I was looking at photo references for top hats, because I am so bad at drawing hats, so I definitely needed several reference photos on that. I came across a lot of kind of steampunk kind of costuming and really liked that, so I decided to merge all those together as a Mad Hattress steampunk kind of gothic look to her. Really had a fun time drawing her out, and I was really excited once I finished drawing her out to get onto the challenge, and I wish I would have stopped and just scanned the ink work in, because I think it would have made a really fun coloring page to do. I had so much fun coloring this. I think because of all the folds and the different ruffles and levels of the picture, really, really were fun to work with. And yeah, I didn't save a copy of that, sadly, so that I could offer it to you guys. But if that is something that you think you would be interested in having, like a coloring book that's kind of a Mad Hatter, or even like an Alice in Wonderland steampunk kind of envision, let me know in the comments, because this was really fun to design and create, and I'm really kind of interested in trying to design other characters that are kind of the steampunk Alice in Wonderland. I love that story. That's probably one of my favorite stories, is Alice in Wonderland, and I also love Peter Pan. Those are two of my favorite. Like, if there's ever a movie out about those stories, or books or games, I always have to get them, and I love that imagination that are in those stories. So yeah, that would be fun to do. So I've been working with all the markers. It was really challenging because most of them are all cool tones. Like, I have a lot of cool blues, and even the purples are really kind of cool toned down. And I had one really warm color. I had a really bright scarlet red, and I just kind of held it off. I was trying to figure out how to put that in. I thought I could put it in the dress, but if I could just keep the dress cool, it would keep it all the cool tones. It would just match so much better. And so I decided not to put it in the dress and keep it all cool toned. And I thought, okay, I'll give her the fiery red hair. And then as I was doing the top hat, I did this kind of ombre effect with the light pink and a light kind of purplish together, and it looks so pretty in the hat. And can't really see it right now. I think I'll go back into it a little bit later and do it in the hat, but it has this really cool ombre effect, and I thought that is definitely what I want to do for the hair. I want to have this really cool ombre, like light, almost white pink hair for her, because I thought if I just made her hair that scarlet red, because I didn't have any other tones to blend it out with, if I had like a yellow or a lighter orange or some other thing that I could blend it with, it probably would have worked, but I didn't. I just had just this shocking lipstick red, and that's all I had. And I thought it would just be it would ruin it. Everything else had so much depth and values and highlights and shadows in it that I couldn't get that with the red. So I decided to go ahead and go with just that really light pink ombre effect with her hair, which I really liked. But for the 10 marker challenge, you have to use every single marker. So I ended up using it, and you'll see at the very end, I make her lips hot red, lipstick red. So I did use it. I don't feel that I used it enough in the drawing. I didn't showcase it enough as I did the other things. But I did. I did use all 10 markers. I just used the lipstick red, just very little, just for the lipstick part. But it was a fun challenge. It was really fun. I enjoyed doing it. In fact, I really want to try it again. I encourage you, even if you don't have Copic markers, if you have just colored pencils or crayons or, whatever you have, challenge yourself to do something like that. It really helps you think outside the box and just kind of, especially if you're in a kind of like an artist rut and you don't know what to draw or you're just not inspired, this is something that could really inspire you and help you to create something new. So I encourage you to try that if you haven't done the 10 marker challenge or the 3 marker challenge. And if you don't know about the 3 marker challenge, I will leave a link to that video in the description box below. And again, if you want to see the video on the line work and where I talk about how to draw the folds and everything, or how I drew the folds on this dress, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss it on that video. And I will put a link to that when it's posted in the description box below as well. But there you go, the almost finished product there. I think it turned out really super duper fun. I'm thinking that I will have this up on my store for prints and things like that, so you can check those out. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye!